Hi everyone, today we are sorting out straw on the farm. This week we've been doing the silage for ourselves. I did a contracting job for a neighbour and we've been getting straw in from another neighbour yesterday, and I've been putting it in the shed here, as you can see behind me. That's what I've been up to yesterday. I was using the cherry side squeeze, which is just down below here, but I've just got a coupling which has gone on this, so I'm back to the twin spike. Because it's the weekend I can't get any parts, although we did have a problem with the Manitou yesterday, in that the boom wouldn't go up or down. It needed resetting, recalibrating, and luckily Thurlin Unstandard sent a technician out called Tim. He did a really good job. So huge thanks to Thurlin Un for just resetting the boom and all that on the loader. Bales here, as you can see behind me, some of them have split, some of them are alright. It's just what happens when they're coming in and out of the field. You get the odd one which splits. So I'll just put a few of them to one side, and then the rest I'm going to store in the bays this year, because what happens normally when we leave the straw outside, it gets mouldy, it gets crusty, you know, and we're wasting a lot of straw on the outside, if you know what I mean, which is such a shame, you know, for good quality barley straw. So what I'm going to do is I've made another bay here this morning. I've been up emptying this. I moved the Tanko wrapper to the other side over there. Got rid of that, got rid of all the equipment, moved the post to the side, and I'm going to fill this bay up here, which will just finally get rid of this straw which is just sitting in the middle. And then I've got another barn the other side of the road which is just full of straw as well. So and then we've got our barley to harvest. So this straw actually came off a neighbour, which we got off them. We got about 130 bales off them, and I've just been up to get a few with the loader just to top it up for the broken ones, and we're perfect. Also as well, on another note, don't forget about the 100,000 subscribers special, where I'm going to be going around the gallops. So hit the subscribe button, tell your friends, tell your family, and I'll go around the gallops with a horse. So today we'll fill the rest of this bay up and get rid of this straw and put it all to one side, ready for winter. Just picking up some of the broken bales, and I'm going to drop them across in the stack yard, because when I muck out some sheds in the next few weeks, I want some bedding bales to replace the lost muck which we take out of the sheds. So here we go, some of the bedding bales which I'll use these in the next few weeks. It doesn't matter if they get covered in a bit of, if they get wet, because they're going to be used in the next few weeks, and I don't really want them in the shed because they just mess the shed up and there's straw everywhere. We've got to sweep all that straw up this afternoon in there, so they'll be used up. Alright, so it's the next day and I've finally finished stacking them in, the bales. There's about 140 in here, and I just had to whip down to Ben Burgess and get a replacement coupling for the side squeeze. I had one of the couplings just go on that. That's just one of those things. Got a new coupling, finished all of this, and this is all under the shed now, so it's dry for winter, which is very unusual because we never normally put this much straw under cover. So we thought, you know, you've got all this space this side where I normally put some equipment, and why not use it for putting some straw in, keeping it dry for winter, using it for bedding for the animals, for the livestock. It's actually quite surprising how much straw you waste when you store it outside and you get the crust on the outside and it starts to go mouldy, and it's just wasted straw really. So by doing this, we're going to hopefully save a lot more straw. Now this isn't our straw, it hasn't come off our farm, it's come from the neighbours next door on the Raveningham estate, and we get X amount of straw every year, normally 100 or a little bit more for carting cattle for them. So they pay us in straw basically, and that's why we've got this amount in here. So this is going to stay lovely and dry. I'll come and get it in the winter with the Manitou, which is over there, and this is going to work really, really well, hopefully. Now the other day I was heading down to the Broads, we picked up all the silage, and I had a bit of a problem with the beacons. As it happens every year, the bulbs go, one of the bulbs goes, so I got these LED beacons you can see on the roof. They make a pretty good flash, you can change all the patterns on them, but the idea is that they don't break if you hit branches and things like that, and they're supposed to be much longer lasting, so I just thought, you know, we'll just put some of these on there. The other beacons were they were like 4 years old, they were the bulb style ones, and I think a lot of people now are using these LED ones, so we'll see what they're like, and if we get on with them. If we don't, we'll just go back to the bulb ones, but I hope they won't break like my bulb ones kept breaking, and then you get like a thing come up on the screen, the beacon's broken, you know, all that sort of thing. So over this last week the barley's really been turning, and I'd say it's probably about a week away now before we'll get this harvested. We haven't harvested our straw. It was the neighbour's straw in the shed, which is what I'd said, and yeah, this will be in the coming weeks, so we'll get this harvested and brought in. So today I'm just pretty much finishing off the rest of these field margins, which the government basically pay us to put in every year. And we've had them on the farm, these margins, for like 15 years. There's still a good number of years left in the contract for us to have them on the farm, so we haven't gotten rid of them just yet. It just depends, you know, which politician's in and what's going on in either the EU, or it won't be the EU now because of Brexit. It will be, you know, the UK's, environmental board. Got so many young deers running out here today. Deers with a deer. But yeah, we'll keep the margins going. These margins pay a lot better than that crop on the left, you know, the barley. We're not going to be getting rid of them just yet. There's so many baby deer here today. I'm going quite slow with the deer, not to run over the baby deer. Oh, there's a young muntjac. So yeah, it's all going well. It is all going well. And I've got the front loader on because I used it the other day for when I was transporting some straw. So I'll probably drop it off in the shed somewhere, although I can't put it in the grain store again because we need the grain store for storing the barley, so that's one of the other reasons why I put the loader on. And I'll put it in a shed somewhere else out of the way, and then we can finish off doing the rest of these margins. Well, there we are, we're making quite a nice job actually, just tidying up the rest of them. The John Deere's having one of its days today, which just been constantly bleeping, so I just took the dome off, and always when I get going put the loader down, reduce that wear and tear. I know a lot of people say that when you have the loader in the air it just puts a bit of strain on the brackets, so that's why I drop it down. Just coming sunny this afternoon, we have had quite a bit of rain recently, which has been ideal for actually turning the barley, because when it rains it really does just help to turn the crop. So yeah, it's not going to be too far off now. I'd say in about another week or 2 weeks that'll be ready. I use this stick here, the Vario stick, just to control my speed. You can of course get the new Command Pro joystick, although I do like the stick system on this. So there we are, that's the margins just finished off. I've still got another 2 fields to do, and then we've also got all of the straw in at the moment. And I also did that contracting job I was talking to you about the other day. I just helped Mike out, and we got some bales home to another farmer, wrapped them all up. And I've got another job, we've got some silage down the road to go and harvest, and then there's also another 9 acres to harvest. So there's 2 other silage fields to do at separate times. So I've got enough wrap for the wrapper, which is over there, and we'll be wrapping later on this week, and then later on in August, September time we'll be wrapping as well. And then there's the loader, the Manitou, which we've been using to get all of the straw in. It's been absolutely brilliant. Much better, I find, over the previous 526 we used to have. I know, you know, they say you shouldn't really compare Manitous and JCBs, but This is actually the same size, if not smaller, than the old 526 we used to have, and it lifts 3 tonne, 400 kilograms more than the 526, and it's Vario. It's an elite model, so it's got the LED lights and the continuous flow pump, and it is absolutely fab. It is brilliant, and I don't understand why more farmers don't look at Manitous as an option. So if you're ever out there and you're looking at a new telehandler, I always get emails from farmers and farm workers and people in the industry who talk to me about telehandlers. As a lot of you guys know, I've tried most of the telehandlers out there, except from Cat and Matty Ferguson. These are really good. They're worth looking at if you get on with them. I know I understand and appreciate they're not for everybody, but if you are looking for a loader, I'd have a look at the new Manitous, because I really, really like this one, and it will serve us well for hopefully many more years to come. It's so agile around the yard, and even though it's got AdBlue, it's still quite simple. It's still relatively easy to work on and get maintained. So that's what's going on. Remember, when we get to 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to go around the gallops on a horse and have a bit of a laugh on the new ones, on the new gallops now that they're completed. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Thank you very much for watching today's video, and I will catch you on the next one.